How's it going, everybody? So, the other day I was driving home, and I looked at my woods as I was driving home, and I thought, man, what am I going to do with these woods? In the past I've thought maybe I could put pigs back here and have them roam this wooded area. Maybe I could put goats back here and have them kind of clean it up. I said, how can I get value out of these woods? We have a 10-acre homestead, and about 6 acres worth of it is wooded. So I want to figure out how to get some value out of the woods that I have. So I actually contacted the forester, which you can do for free, and had him come out and look at my woods and to kind of give me some tips on forest management. Another person I knew had recommended I do that. Well, it turned out that in the wooded area I have, about 4 acres of it is white oak woods, and about 2 acres of it is massive poplar trees. So this area I'm in is in the white oak wooded area, and it turns out that white oak is a very, very valuable wood. Basically, it's used to make bourbon. So it's used to make the barrels that the bourbon liquor is aged in, and that's where the bourbon flavor comes from. And so because of that, white oak is the specific wood that they pretty much use to make bourbon. And I have a ton of it here in this woods. So if you look around, all of this wooded area is pretty much white oak woods. And these white oak trees actually rival the value of like a black walnut, which is a notoriously valuable kind of wood. It's not as valuable, I'd say, as walnut, but because of the abundance of it here and the use of it, it's still very valuable. So after finding that out, that kind of completely changed my perspective on what I'm going to do with these woods. Because I can harvest these trees and sell the logs and still maintain my wooded area all at the same time, and be getting money for the woods that I have. So what I decided to do, though, is I actually decided to have loggers come in and harvest the wood, as opposed to me doing it myself. Now, the reason why I've chosen to do that is because in order for me to harvest this myself, I would have to invest in a good chainsaw. I would have to invest in a good trailer to haul the logs in. I would have to also invest in a good tractor that could pull the logs out of the woods and put them onto the trailer. I have the truck to tow it, but that's about all I have as far as being able to harvest these logs. And so I could do all of that because if I did all of that, that would enable me to keep 100% of the value of the wood when I sell it. If I have harvesters come through, I'm going to lose some of that value, paying them to come and do it. However, the amount of time and energy and investment that I save, and also it's also, can be dangerous to, fell trees, and it takes some experience to do. And so I decided to just work with my limitations, recognize my limitations, and to let some harvesters come and harvest it who have the dedicated machinery and expertise to do it much more efficiently than I could ever do it. Okay, so I'm going to have harvesters come, and while they're here, they're not only going to harvest the white oak, but they're going to harvest the poplar, which are massive trees, which even the forester was like, you should never, by yourself, you should never cut these giant trees. You should never do it by yourself unless you're really, really experienced. And so, and these trees, the poplar trees that I have are massive. But yeah, I hadn't considered that the woods I had were worth money. And so I didn't know that. And so it's a pleasant surprise to find that out, and to find out that we actually have woods that are worth money, and that I can actually get paid to have guys come and remove these trees for us. So that's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to have harvesters come and harvest these trees. They're coming within a few weeks to harvest these trees. And yes, the property will look drastically different once they finish what they're doing. I'd like this to remain a wooded area, so I'd like them to leave whatever trees they can, but they are going to harvest a lot of trees out of here. And in the back, they're going to do the same thing as well. So I will update you guys on what the property looks like after that. And I also will update you guys on how much I got for the trees, how long it took for them to harvest it, and what my experience was having, people come and harvest the woods, and my whole experience with that. So I will share that with you guys. But overall, I just wanted to share with you guys that you could have, if you have a wooded area, it's very important for you to go check and find out what kind of woods are in your woods. And one thing I've learned in my first year of homesteading is that it's very important for you to just know what every plant is that you can possibly know. If there's something growing and you don't know what it is, be eager to find out what it is. So if you can get some type of horticulture skill or some type of arborist skill, you could take classes, you can do research on YouTube. I got educated a lot by the forester that came out. He educated me so much on what so many different plants and trees were. And so if you have woods, you can have a forester come out and educate you pretty much for free, because your woods are of value, and they'll come out and look at it and also educate you in the process, and you'll learn a lot just from talking to a forester. So that's what I recommend to anybody who has woods. Have a forester come out and look at your woods, and have them look at it and let you know maybe if it's worth anything or how to properly manage it, and to educate you on what is in your wooded area. What are some of the implications of, different things that go on in the woods. For instance, like when we remove these woods, sunlight will hit the inside of the woods more, which actually will cause more offshoots of branches at the lower level of the tree trunks and things like that, or at the base of the wood, or at where you don't see branches now. And that actually will decrease the value of your wood when you have offshooting branches at a lower level of the tree. So for instance, this tree right here, if you look at it, there's no offshoots. It just goes straight up. And that makes that a very valuable tree. Okay, so those are kind of things to kind of consider. If I look at another tree that has some offshoots, I know that tree is less valuable. For instance, this one right here has some branches that are shooting off. I'll show you guys in a second. This tree right here has a couple branches. This one right here at a lower level. That tree's not going to be worth as much. Also, it's smaller, but let's say it was the same size as the last tree I showed you. It wouldn't be worth as much because it has those branches kind of shooting off at the lower level of the log. Okay, so anyway, folks, I hope that was helpful. Get your woods checked out. See if you have valuable woods. If you have white oak, you have a very valuable wood. If you have very, very large trees, very large hardwood trees, those also carry some value as well. And you may be able to get them removed if you want to get them removed, and you can get paid to get them removed. I will let you guys know how much I'm getting paid to do that in the coming weeks, and I will give you a tour of what this area looks like after the removal of these trees. All right, folks, I hope that was helpful. Thanks a lot. Bye.